Getting set up, getting ready to shove off. Having a late start today because of digital learning. So my kids are home and it throws my routine off. So I usually drop them off at school and I start my day. So since they're not going to school today, I got stuck on like sending emails out and stuff like that, doing busy work, and trying to get going here now. Let's go over the rules of the live broadcast. So, I will not, excuse my manners, I will not be looking at the camera while driving for safety reasons. Feel free to chat amongst each other. If you have questions for me, put that in the chat, and once I stop, I will be looking answering any questions that you may have. And also, I know it's not listened to the video yet from yesterday. It was a bit of a buzzing noise. I drive a Toyota Prius, and so it makes this electrical hum. So I apologize about that. I do have a GoPro, so at some point I'm gonna figure out how to do my live broadcast and use it for, have my GoPro camera in use instead of my phone. Yes, and the times I do stare at the camera, because I got you on my phone, so I'll be looking at my, cause I got my GPS on here too. So I'll be looking at my directions. I do have it off, so you guys won't hear the annoying talking of the GPS. And it's setting up here. So today I'm driving to Macon, so I'll be in the car for 2 hours. This broadcast may not last 2 hours. I think that would be a snooze fest. But we're gonna get in some conversation. Man, where is, okay, bear with me, setting up here, setting up. Okay. All right, so I've got the live broadcast here, so I'm going to look at questions I can see. All right, got my salesman juice. Actually, I drank my coffee earlier. This is something called mud water, which is made of like mushrooms and dark chocolate and stuff. So it's really good for you. It's a description I got. Like lion mane's mushroom. And okay, I think I got everything I need to get the job done. Let's shove off. Oh, so I got some questions. I got some topics too. I wrote down, so won't be as much. So hopefully, won't have so many squirrel moments as I talk. Shoving off. Been married for 10 years. Got a 8 and a 9-year-old. And still sometimes you get this fantasy as you're pulling off, your family's at the end of the driveway waving goodbye every day as you go off to work. So sometimes they watch me through the window, but yeah, we don't do that. We don't do that so much no more. All right, so heading to Macon, Georgia. So it's about an hour, 56-minute drive. Gonna see some Encompass account holders down there, show my face, say hi, see anything I can do, share with them any new information I have on business practices that I've been seeing around the country. So, their success is my success. And if you guys, I highly recommend look at my video called Lean on Your Rep. And that is such a good practice for not just Encompass account holders, anybody you spend money with, man. Lean on, I am your rep is your go-to guy, your go-to person. Not every rep is the same, right? Some may not be as dialed in. I guess I'm really dialed into the business because my YouTube channel and uh, being a tech myself, and now being, having such a deeper knowledge of the business by working for Encompass. So you have, I'm everywhere. I'm in 30 shops a week, man. That's a heck of a perspective, man. I've seen so many different processes. I've been, scratch and dent dealers, used dealers, warranty companies that just do warranty work, and then combinations of all those. There are people doing all of them. There are people doing one aspect of that. Heck, you see my interviews. My interviews has been with SSG Appliance Academy and Mike Sneed. Mike Sneed, Brother B, all these guys, Mona Sims, all these people that teach curriculum. I mean, it is so many different avenues in this business you can go. It's crazy. So anyway, I see it all. I see it all. I know I have one account, and this lady is killing it. She has relationships with property management companies, which is just genius. Property management companies. And so all our work comes from that and killing it. I mean, looking at the numbers, I'm like, this got to be like a huge company with an office building and nope, work out the house. Work out the house. It has a good amount of text. So I'll give you guys the game, but I won't give away someone's blueprint. I won't give away someone else's blueprint, but I'll just give you guys an idea on the category. And just killing it, man. I'm just like, man, it's crazy. And it makes sense, property management companies, getting in with them. They all, first of all, loyalty. They don't like shopping around with different people. They want somebody to depend on. You do need to bend over backwards for them. So if you have an issue, even if you're right and they're wrong, you need to rectify it to keep the relationship. Don't let them run over you, but rectify to keep the relationship. So anyway, I said I'm gonna have squirrel moments. I'm starting off with a squirrel moment because I haven't started reading from my list yet. Just shooting from the hip. Is my GPS taking me the right way? Yeah, I guess it is. Must be going to back roads. That would take me to the highway. That's the highway, a little busy. All right, so let's get to the list. Topic list. Something I really want to address. I will be getting back. I know the content of my channel has changed a bit from repair advice to more of business and talking about the appliance industry. Don't worry, I will be getting back to repair videos. It's just the time, so I do have some time set aside to get back to doing repair videos and tips and tricks. So I forgot where I came from. That's what built my channel. So I'm not getting away from that too much. You don't want to. That's kind of the curse of knowledge. You get to a point where you get away from the basics and you try to go to a direction you want to go, and that's not what people want to see or hear. So I honestly believe, and just diving in, I enjoy talking to veterans in this business, people that's in the business, and so some of the stuff I know, they already know, and I kind of, I enjoy helping people go to the next level. So I guess now I'm more focused on the next level, and then, but I'm still gonna, I'm still gonna juggle. I'm still gonna go back to the basics and teach. This shows some, showing some repair videos too. So, yeah. So we got that. All right. So first major topic. Now the housekeeping duties are done. I also forgot to apologize for the camera shaking. So you're gonna see some of that. Sorry. Hope you don't get seasick. Take some vitamin C's. First topic. pay to play. Let's talk pay to play. So, what do I mean by that? So what do I like about these back roads? It's my signal. Hopefully I'm going to get signal. Yeah, we're shaking a lot. Sorry guys with the shaking. Pay to play. What do I mean by that? You have to pay to play. So I have people who responded from my Lean on Your Rep video, and I talked about a connection I had with a wholesaler that wholesale scratch and dent appliances, and I had a whole bunch of people reach out to me, and it seemed like the only thing they got from that video was, hey, I got a connection on scratch and dents, and everybody wants to connect. Like, hey, what's the connection? Give me the guy's number, you know? And that's not how this works. My YouTube videos, I give out all kind of game for free, right? Now I'm not asking to get paid for it. I'm not asking you to pay me or anything for my connections, but it's a symbiotic relationship in a way, you know. This is a ecosystem where each player plays a part. And the video said being the guy's rep, like being a rep, your rep. So if you're not buying parts from me, I'm not your rep, right? If you're not, you know, all of our success needs to be tied together. It's like a business network, you know, where you got one guy that buys machines, you got another guy that sells machines, there's another guy that sells parts, you know, and then you can work in there, maybe a marketing company that helps you get customers or something. It's a relationship, and it's a circle that feeds each other. Now, if you're fresh to the business, or you still decide to buy parts off of Amazon or whatever, you don't have a relationship. There's no relationship there. And so you're bringing nothing to the table, you're taking. And believe me, I've been at the bottom where I'm trying to claw my way up, and you need help, right? So pay to play. And the pay, you know, there's more than currency. Isn't just money. Currency is information. Currency is doing what you're already doing. And my yoke is easy. What I ask for is easy. You're gonna spend money on parts already. You're already gonna spend money on parts. Spend it with me. If you want to be in the circle, spend it with me. So I'm not asking for anything extra. Just doing what you're already doing. So that way, guess what? My career accelerates, right? My success becomes your success. As my career accelerates, I'm in more shops, I'm talking to more people, I'm building more relationships. So that's more, so I learn even more, I have even more connections to give you. Now you're buying from someone, you're buying from my Connect that has wholesale appliances. And so now the Connect, his business is getting better because you're buying from him, right? Your business is getting better, his business is getting better because you're buying from him. Your business gets better because now you have products. Tax season is knocking on the door. Now you have products. Let's do another example. Let's say you're not looking to buy appliances. Another example would be, okay, let's say you're a servicer. and you're doing OEM work. But sometimes OEM work can be up and down, right? Not OEM. I think on OEM, COD work. I did on the video yesterday too. COD work. So if you're doing COD work, that can be up and down. And so maybe you need my help on getting certified with GE, Whirlpool, Samsung, Medea. Some of you haven't even thought of Medea, I have connections through the manufacturers because we house their parts. So we get a voice, right? I mean, obviously you guys can email them or something like that, but that's not, you don't carry the same weight as my employer, because they spend millions of dollars buying their parts. Yeah, you listen, you kind of check for that big amount. Yeah, you kind of get an audience. And so by helping you get let's say by helping you become factory certified, that means you're buying more parts, right? It's a circle. We all benefit from each other. And we're not cutting a check for those benefits. No, the currency is relationships. So now you have a relationship, and by leaning on your rep. So the video's gonna be a little blurry. Sorry, because I'm driving. It's a little shaky, so the camera can't keep up. I'm working on it right now. I mean, I'm trying to get the content out there. So I appreciate you hanging in there, and you kind of use this video as a listening video, not a watching video. So hopefully the audio's fine. So lean on your rep. Lean on your rep. Pay to play. So your currency is, hey, I'm right now, let's say right now, you're spending, if you do pretty decent for yourself, you're spending about $2,000 a month on parts. On the low side, right? So if you're like a one-man show, you're spending about, $2,000 on parts, maybe more. That has a value, right? You can say, hey, Reggie, I want to bring my $2,000 to you. What can you do for me? And yeah, Encompass, is legendary for their supply, for having rare parts. We ship one day to most areas. Pricing is very competitive, especially when it comes to expensive stuff. Compressors and boards, you need not look anywhere else, because number one, Encompass will be cheaper on compressors and boards, and we'll have them available. If we don't have them, most likely nobody has them, and they're on back order. But that's not enough. Everybody has something they benefit, right? So then I would say, well, what do you need for your business? What's your pain points? And you might say, oh, well, we need to bring more customers and we need more business. Then I say, oh, well, I know this manufacturer's rep, and I see, if you're not certified with them, that'll bring extra money by hooking you up, by making you factory certified, for a particular manufacturer. Or I'll say, hey, Hisense is on the come up, you might want to, get in with them. Or, Medea's on the come up, you might want to get in with them. Or I could say, oh, well, XYZ is a little bit easier to be certified with. They're looking for technicians. Or, hey, you're in a rural area and this particular manufacturer is having a hard time finding services in that area, so they'll pay you more. There's all kind of angles, man. All kind of angles. So yeah, so work on your leverage. Work on your leverage. If you have whatever your leverage may be, whatever your leverage may be. That's what you present and say, hey, how can we work together? How can your business help my business? So we all can eat at the same table, right? So pay to play. And I ain't talking about money. All right, so now let's talk about helping people. So it's kind of on the same subject, right? Now, I'm not going to sit here and preach to you about the benefits of helping people, right? I want to talk about the other side of it. All right? Helping people, but help them help themselves. You know, back to the Bible, they teach a man to fish. You know, if you give him a fish to eat for the day, teach him to fish, it eats for a lifetime. And so I'll see a lot of that because I give a lot of my game away for free on my YouTube channel, how to repair and, you know, kind of, you know, directions and bringing awareness to what, bringing awareness to different sector, different aspects of the business. And so, case in point, I've got a guy. So every once in a while, a guy that will text me and say, "Hey, I can get this. I can get this particular machine off of. I'm looking to flip appliances. I can get this particular machine off of Facebook. What do you think?" And they'll show me a picture of the machine. I'll give my opinion on the machine. And I said, "Oh yeah, you could probably, you know, usually these three things can go wrong. Look for this. This is how much they usually will probably sell for, depending on your area." And boom, boom, boom. Okay. And then it's repeated. And then every one, I'll get the same. It's like, okay, you need to learn for yourself. So now I'm getting texts every day on, hey, how about this machine? Hey, how about this one? What do you think about this one? I entertain that for a little while because you're new and you have enthusiasm, which I get it. Then I'll say, well, hey, you know, check your local area, or, you know, do this, check that, you know. And so I will more give advice on where to find the answers instead of giving the answers. So just don't let, like, you know. And so what's the flip side of that? Some people will, like, they like the feeling of helping people, which that's not what I'm in it for, but I know not somebody that does that. But some people like the feeling of helping other people, and so they will help other people, and their currency, their fuel is like, oh, you know, the stories of somebody saying, oh, how much they helped them and stuff, and make them feel like a good person. And so people that are addicted to that will keep helping people, but never help them help themselves. And then they'll get worn down, and then you kind of, you know, then like you're you know, you get worn down, and then you're not focused on the right things, and, you know, and then some negative things may happen to you as a result of not focusing on your purpose, right, and do the things you need to do. And they'll blame that person. Oh, you know, you know, I can't get business. I'm so busy helping other people. I'm trying to be. Well, that's your fault, right? You got to manage people, and, you know, people aren't meant to, like arrows, good analogy. Arrows are not meant to stay in the quiver. They're meant to be placed in the bow and shot out into the world, right? And you don't want to keep your arrows in the quiver. You want to teach people how to help themselves. So yeah, so just be careful with, you know, new people have a lot of enthusiasm. I know I myself, I had a lot of enthusiasm going into an Encompass. And so I'm enthusiastic when it comes to new stuff too. And so, yeah, guide them along, give them fish, and then teach them how to fish, right? So, because the other side of that is, yeah, it's great to teach somebody how to fish, but, you know, it's nice to give them the fish at the beginning, right? Because they're hungry and they're starving. Give them fish. They might have the energy to fish. Give them the fish. But then after they're good, after their belly's full, teach them how to fish, right? So, all right. Next subject on my way to Macon. If you guys are just jumping in, thanks for tuning in. And just kind of going over a few subjects today on this live broadcast. You're on the road with Reggie. On the road. I am a regional sales representative for Encompass Supply Chain Solutions. So my job is to go around all day and talk to appliance servicers. Oh man, I'm gonna miss my turn. Hang on. There we go. You see, I'm a little old school, right? Actually turn and look. Don't trust the mirrors and cameras and stuff, man. Old school. Look at my own eyes. So anyway, that's how I was beaming the other day. It's like you backing up like this. You ain't backing up like that. You don't got a real car. You got them cameras and stuff. So anyway, this is my, I'm on the road, man, and I'm just talking to you guys. Feel free to leave comments. I will look at them as, when I stop. I won't look at the camera. Apologize for the shaking, and well, I guess the camera doesn't shake. It'll just show up blurry. So it won't be as, take this as an audio presentation than a visual. So anyway, just talking appliance business stuff, and some of my experiences as a rep, going into 30 plus, I guess, bigger numbers are better. 6, 9, 12, 120, visiting 120 servicers a month, minimum, from around the Southeast. I would say that. I wouldn't say around the country, but around the Southeast. Okay, so, next subject. Roll your weight. Roll your weight. I'll explain how to take a sip of my Lion's Mane elixir here. Going on the garbage guy. It's called mud water. Good stuff. Look it up online. Roll your weight. What does that mean? So, rolling your weight. So, an analogy is if you're in a boat, and I don't know about the science of this, but I guess the heavier you are, the more drag it is on the boat. I'm assuming why that analogy is popular, I guess. Man, that is nice place. So, roll your weight. So if you're heavy, if you weigh 300 pounds and you're in a boat, but you're not rowing to compensate for your drag on the boat, you're slowing everybody else down, right? So I guess it's kind of like row. Like, you got 4 or 5 people with paddles. I'm explaining the analogy, which is not good to do, but but if you're 300 pounds, row 300 pounds worth of rowing. Don't row 100 pounds worth of rowing, right? You need to row extra because of your weight and bring value. At least, at the minimum, row your weight. What does that mean? This is more for technicians that work for service companies. I guess good life advice too, as far as business too. And you don't want to, have this entitlement. I guess some people just have this, I call it employee entitlement, where they feel like, they never get paid enough, right? Yeah. Well, give me a Christmas bonus. You give me a bonus. Well, they should. All this money he's making off me. Like, entitlement, man. Just, never happy. Guy buys you lunch. Guy, let's say your employer gives you, hey man, lunch will be today. Here's $20. Only $20 for lunch. Well, that should be more than enough. I mean, not buying lunch for the whole family, just you. But I don't know. Yeah, I'm sure a lot of guys that know what I'm talking about. Roll your weight, man. Now, if you're the servicer that's killing it, and you do sealed systems, and you're all kind of certifications, and you've got all this experience, and you're the shit, and nobody else, there's a lot of technicians that don't do what you do or have what you have, and get really good feedback from customers, then yeah, you're a 150-pound guy rowing 250 pounds. You're rowing as if you were somebody else 250 pounds. You're more than rowing your weight. That guy could be a little entitled, but usually they're not. That's why they are how they are. That's why they're so good. Because they don't feel entitled, and they respect the business. They respect working for somebody. They respect the fact that, hey, this guy he's got to hire office personnel. Your employer, if you work for a servicer, you want to have a servicer that's, number one, I would highly recommend services that's a tech. No, not gonna do that's not. But being a tech gives you a different perspective. Also, if you're short-handed, you jump in. I know a lot of guys that got very successful companies that jump in when they're short-staffed. Squirrel moment. I'm passing a stock fishing lake. Leave in the comments y'all feelings on that. Stock fishing lakes. Anyway, back to the content. Yeah, I went to one time. I had good luck, and it was expensive. I'm like, this makes no sense. I want to guarantee to catch fish, but anyway. Squirrel moment's over. So, don't be the entitled guy. And if you are, you should have to sell your entitlement. It should already be known, right, by how good you are. So, just roll your weight, man. Roll your weight. If you weigh, if you jump in the boat and you're 300 pounds, you need to row at least 300 pounds to break even, but 350 to contribute worth of rowing. If you're 200 pounds, you should be rowing, and you're rowing 250, 300. You should be rowing. I'm sorry, I just passed by an appliance. No, I'm right there. I'm gonna hit on my way back. Sorry, appliance shop. But I need to get to Macon, man. I need to get to where I got to go. But I'm gonna write that down so I can visit those guys. Got a radar, man. So it's funny when I'm driving. Before my radar was, I could sense a dryer on the curb, go grab it. Now I sense I have this radar for appliance repair companies. So roll your weight. All right, that's it. Roll your weight. Any questions, comments, leave it in the description or the chat section. All right, so y'all in the Prius, man, with Reggie driving to Macon. Y'all in the Prius. All right. Okay, so next scenario, next topic. If you are a servicer, and this is based on a conversation I had yesterday. What's up, brother? I know you know what I'm talking about you. Spoke to a servicer yesterday that wants to maximize his influence on his customers, right? And I mean that in a good way. What does that mean? So, if a lot of us are entrepreneurs, and we don't like leaving money on the table, right? Case in point, you go to a repair. Let's say you go to a dryer repair, and you notice the circuit breakers are bad, and you don't do circuit breakers. And so you say, oh, hey, you have to call an electrician to go out and it's the circuit breakers. And you're like, man, that could be money you could have made up referring somebody, right? Or let's say you go and you notice there's no water pressure coming out of the cold water valve. You go to fix the washer, and the water valves doesn't have any pressure, and you notice, oh, it's the valves. There's something going on with the valves. There's no cold water. You turn it on, or the spout is rusted shut, or something like that. Something that has nothing to do with the appliance. And you tell them, hey, you need to call a plumber. And you're like, man, what should I do a plumber? I could get like a little 20-hour referral or something. Or what's most likely to happen, and this coincides with your diagnostic fee, you go and it's a refrigerator repair, and you say, oh, it needs a new compressor. And let's say you do seal system work, you quote the price to do the compressor, and they say, oh, we'd rather just get another one. Or you say, hey, my buddy does compressors, and I got a little video on that one too about Lunch and Learn next week with Encompass, which is we're doing R600 training. And so squirrel moment kind of. If you do seal systems, a lot of seal systems guys get most of their work from other technicians. You go and diagnose a refrigerator, and the compressor's bad. I got a seal systems guy. Let me call him. All right, in the squirrel moment. So they decide, we're just gonna replace it. Huge opportunity for you. So now this is the subject. So you got people that will so the guy I spoke to yesterday says, man, I just want somebody I can refer these customers to, because you think about it, it's a big purchase. So, and you're doing your customer a service, right? So let's say, oh, we want to replace it. And obviously you don't want to pitch this, right? It's a suggestion. So you don't say, I can fix it, or you can buy one from my buddy down the street that looks real shady. So they say, and you always ask for, hey, do you want a suggestion? That'd probably be the best way to present it to a customer. Hey, this is how much it's going to cost to fix it. Oh, we're just going to get another one. We'll get a new one. Okay, do you mind? And usually they'll ask you, do you have any suggestions? But they don't say, hey, well, I can suggest somebody, let me know. I don't want to make it seem like, I'm double dipping here. And they're like, no, tell me. Well, I got a buddy that has because a lot of people, like scratch and dent is probably the best referral, right? Because a lot of customers, they say, oh, well, number one, they usually don't think about replacing with a used one. What they do, they're like, oh, well, I don't want, and it's kind of like, if you replace with a used, in a way, you're kind of better off just, I always say it's better the devil you know than the devil you don't know. So you're basically replacing your used machine for another used machine. Right? Kind of, so I don't know, so I sold used, so I'm speaking from experience. Or sometimes, if it's something major, like a rare, like let's say the motor in the dryer goes bad, that's kind of a rare repair. So yeah, you can replace that with a used one, and because that's usually not the issue with most dryers. The dryer, for some reason their motor went bad on that one. But back to the point, scratch and dent. Scratch and dent is also a referral to refer your customer to a scratch and dent retailer, because hey, now you get the benefits of a newer machine without paying new prices. I just want a new one, so there's no knock on getting something new, no knock at all. But if you want a new one, my phone's getting hot. If you want a new machine, then highly recommend, hey, call this guy. But what will be best is you say, let's say so my point is, get a relationship with a scratch and dent retailer and contact me if you need some hookups, you need some connections. But a scratch and dent retailer, that's cool, right? Because sometimes you get guys who just don't get it, and you be like, hey, I do this and that. Oh, no, this, have them call me. Like, sometimes you have them call, and then they don't know you sent them and all that stuff, and you kind of want to resolve it, right? So get a connection with a guy and say, hey, I got some people that's going to call you, or that's going to come down. I get your number, and you can follow up too. But what will be best is if you actually deliver. So you can say, hey, go down here and take a look at it, I'll bring it to you. Or you can have your connection say, hey, send me some pictures of some refrigerators with prices so I can show my customers I'm here at their place now. And you can have them text you pictures of what they got, maybe like two or three choices of like a stainless steel refrigerator or whatever. So give me 3 price ranges, give me a high price one, a mid price one, and maybe a cheap one. And show your customer. And some people are like, yeah, well, can they bring it? I want it now. And you go deliver it. You go pick it up and deliver it, right? So, because a lot of places have problems with deliveries. So, because what will happen is, if you have them talk to them, They could be like a week out before it even gets installed. So lean on your customers on that point, that aspect. So any questions, anything, leave it in the comment section. I'll look at it as soon as I stop. So any questions on that subject matter, feel free to leave it in the comment section. Even after the broadcast, I'll check it out. Oh, this is a good one I want to talk about. This is my last subject. We get a little winded too. There you go. Drink some mud water here. It's got lion mane, mushroom, and dark chocolate and some other stuff in it. Some good stuff. So, loyalty. I'm gonna put this down because loyalty. Conversation about loyalty. What I mean? So, sometimes I'll go into a servicer's place and they say, oh, I use such and such to buy my parts, and I believe in buying from one person and loyal, and nothing's wrong with that at all. But there is a problem with misplaced loyalty. What does that mean? So let me give you an example. Back in, I think maybe 1930, I don't know. It was a long time ago. Back when, hopefully I'm getting a good signal because now I'm out in the sticks. But back when Henry Ford, as you know, Ford Motor Company, Henry Ford was legendary for perfecting the assembly line process. Hey, don't forget to give a thumbs up, guys. Help the algorithms here. Thumbs up, please. Henry Ford, legendary for the assembly line process. So Henry Ford and others, anybody with a factory around the age of steel mills, everybody was like, steel workers and stuff like that. Unions came around. So the steel workers. So this was kind of the disconnect between ownership, the owners of the business, and the workers. So you would have revolts and stuff like that if there were if they closed it down or they moved it or there's some sort of change. And the owners felt entitled and said, hey, well, I'm giving you jobs. This is my company. I do what the hell I want to do with it. The workers felt a sense, they owed a sense of loyalty because they felt it was their company, not yours, because I'm working here. I'm the one putting my life in danger. I'm the one, processing this, working around this heat and these dangerous conditions to make this product in this factory. And so that brought about a lot of issues, and that's when unions came in. So that was misplaced loyalty. Turn here. Sorry. Shoot. The GPS is failing me. So that was misplaced loyalty because you're loyal to someone that's not loyal to you. And not knocking ownership. They were loyal, but you gotta know your place. That's what their thing is. Know your place. I'm giving you a job. You should be lucky. You should be happy to work here, right? I saw a meme the other day. It's about somebody asking for a vacation, and it's like, your job is a vacation from poverty. It's a joke. Joke mean. I don't believe in that, but so. Yeah, so you got misplaced loyalty. So anyway, back to the point. You decide to buy your parts from one entity. and you feel like, hey, I buy parts from you guys, and you feel like there's an unwritten loyalty. There's an unwritten, like, you should get a particular type of service from them, right? And then sometimes you might, especially if you go to a part. I'm gonna wrap this up. All right, so we're talking about loyalty. So you can be loyal to who you're spending money with, but if that's not reciprocated, it's a waste. It's blind loyalty, and that loyalty is tested when you have an issue. So you go, let's say you spend all this money with a supplier, and let's say you install a part. I don't know, let's say they won't take a part back, right? And you know you're in the wrong. You know the rules. But you feel like, you know what? I'm so loyal. I've been using you guys for 15 years. I spent thousands of dollars. Give me a break on this one. And they're like, no, the policy is the policy. And you're pissed because you feel like, man, I've been loyal to you guys and you can't make an exception, right? And I see it from both angles, right? Because you can't constantly make exceptions, or, you know, you gotta have consistent practices, no matter if how long somebody's been with you or not. But you've made an agreement in your head that they did not agree to, right? You made an agreement in your own head that the employer did not, the other company did not agree to. So blind loyalty, diverse, and so let's go back to what I was talking about at the beginning of this broadcast. Now, the loyalty, good loyalty, is the circle I was talking about, right? The circle. So if, hey, you buy parts from me, in return for your loyalty, I'm hooking you up with this guy that sells scratch and dents, or I'm hooking you up with this rep at this manufacturer that's going to help you become factory certified. You know, make sure your loyalty. Maybe that's what it started out the headline as. Make sure your loyalty is rewarded, and not this agreement you had in your own mind that you should get because you're buying. You know, they should see the books, see how much we're spending, and, you know, make an exception. No, that's not how it works. Nobody agreed to that. Both sides have to agree. So just be careful with blind loyalty. Be loyal to those that will return it to you, right? Encompass, right? Case in point. Quality training, like Encompass. Actually, Encompass will give you returns blind loyalty. It's like a reverse of blind loyalty, because like the training, quality training, and they actually don't make money off the training. I mean, they lose because they have to pay the trainer. You know, we've got one of the top trainers in the industry doing a lot of the training in live broadcast, and the live broadcast is like $25. You know, that's so minimal, and that's one of those fees. Like, it's more of, you know, one of those things. If you don't charge people, they don't see the value. You know, so it's one of those things. But that's blind loyalty, and you know, hey, you know, we're just gonna put this out there to help other people. So, but you should, you know, as a servicer, you see that, like, oh man, these guys give me these classes. I do my classes with them. I mean, you know, now your loyalty is being returned to you, right? It's be a bit of, oh, thanks for buying from it. Well, or just in your mind, hey, let me spend my money with these guys because they're doing a service to our industry by providing this quality training for $25, which, you know, yeah, training that you probably would pay $100 for easily, right? So yeah, any comments on that, man? Leave in the description. I keep forgetting to look at the monitor when I stop because I'm on a roll. I'm on a rant. But yeah, any questions, anything, you know, hop on the broadcast. And I'm on my way to Macon, Georgia, 2-hour drive. A little behind schedule, but, you know, this means I got to work a little later. Just okay. Work hard, play hard, right? And man, I am just, I guess, so that's it for that subject, and I'm gonna wrap this up, and I'm just gonna just give some gratitude out there, uh, just to this industry. It's been very good to me. I mean, I'm a guy that started off in my garage. No, not even in my garage. In my living room with a GE washer in pieces. So shout out to all the spouses out there that that put up with that nonsense. My wife was very understanding. She knew, she didn't know what I was doing. She didn't get it, but she trusted me, right? Trust. I didn't have to show her a business plan and all this other stuff and convince her what I was doing. She just trusted me, right? Because if I showed her all that, she wouldn't understood anyway. But I had a vision. Sometimes it's hard to broadcast vision. But shout out to the spouses out there, the support units, that trust us with your future, man, with our future. And yeah, but it's been an awesome business. And now, I mean, you guys see my journey. You guys see me in the storage unit. You guys see me in my garage. You guys see me at my store, Unique Treasures, that I used to have. And now you see me elevated to territory sales rep with Encompass, which I feel I do a lot more than the jobs require, which is what you should do, right? Goes back to, you weigh 200 pounds, roll 250 pounds worth of, do 250 pounds worth of rowing, right? And I love this opportunity to share my insight. Now I get to go around. So one of my things, like, Facebook groups and stuff like that, I just wanted to learn what other people do and know. And I wanted to know, like, I kind of want to measure myself, like, okay, man, I'm making some good money. Is this normal, or am I like excelling, or am I, you don't know, right? So it's just really nice to connect. And I enjoy, I mean, now I'm just like next level. Oh, that is a beautiful sight. Wish I could show you guys. But now I feel like I'm next level with this, because now I'm in 30. Oh, wait, new number. We'll stop using weekly. We'll start using a monthly value. Don't forget to hit thumbs up, y'all. Please help the algorithm. 120 offices / repair shop / homes of appliance servicers a month. And so the information that I take in is next level. And you can just see how it's done. And now we've got young guns coming up. Oh, golf course. Wish I could play golf. We had time to play golf. They're young guns. Like when I went to ASTI, it was a split crowd, man. It was old guys, and then you see young guys. And the young guys weren't all technicians. A lot of them owned their business. They were servicers, and they were the real deal. Verified through me, because I didn't tell them about this, but I know who's doing what by especially having an account. I know who's like, man, that guy's a big deal. He's doing good. By the amount of parts they buy, I got that information. I don't reveal that to nobody. And so, like, man, so it made me even more prouder, right? Because I know, verified, like, that they are doing it, and they don't tell nobody. Nobody knows, unless they act, I guess. But it's young guns out here, and some of them are started their business from scratch. Some inherited their business from their parents, and inherited it and made it and grew it. See where I'm going. All right, so I'm gonna pull over and wrap up this video, because my phone is overheating and won't show me my GPS now. So there's some young guns out there, man. So shout out to all you guys who went to ASTI. Um, so shout out too, man. Shout out to the Appliance Alliance. They're doing some good things. They're doing some great things for this industry, with their networking, being forward thinking, um, and having just a positive. Brother EJ does EJ and TK. Those guys do morning devotionals, which is awesome. Get your morning start off right in prayer. Uh, just doing things, man. It's like, so it's not all about money. It's not all about using somebody for your own benefit. It's way more to people in this business than just those things. And they're out there if you seek it, right? This is not a cutthroat business. I've heard that term used before. Oh, it's a cutthroat business. It is not a cutthroat business. This business, I mean, it is if that's what you decide to have in your circle, have around you. So I do have a Facebook group also, um, and powered by Encompass. So you'll see that in the descriptions below. So go to my descriptions on here, which I'll post after the video, and I'll put my connections in there as far as how to reach me and stuff like that. If you're an appliance servicer and you do not have an Encompass account, you are doing your business a disservice. And I don't mean that it's because I work. If you've seen anything I posted pictures of the warehouse. Encompass is a big deal. uh, Number one benefit is the amount of parts they have. Appliance parts, electronic parts for anything. Encompass is a big deal, and they're a big deal. And to open up a wholesale account, you just gotta do it. It was like there's no like hoops to jump through. So I remember a local appliance servicer that I used to go to get my parts from. That now I learned they actually buy their parts from Encompass. I could have got the same. I could have bought the parts for the same amount of money if I went directly to Encompass. But I remember going to them and opening up a wholesale account, and I remember they wanted all this stuff, and they even wanted I think like 5 credit references. And I was like, I do not borrow money from that many people. That many credit accounts. All I need to buy is parts. I think I had one with Granger. I had a Granger credit account, which I rarely use. I think I used them because they had the little timer motors. Which, hey, that's a tip. A lot of parts supplies don't sell timer motors. They might now, I don't know. But at the time, parts supplies didn't. They sold the whole timer and not the motor. Because what was happening is I'll get appliances from scrappers, and sometimes those things be left out in the rain, and the timer motor will just be shot. And so I replaced them. Instead of replacing the whole timer, Granger had the motors for like $10, $15. So anyway, yeah, Granger, man. So anyway, so I had to count with them. Really bought stuff from them. They were looking at high in certain things, but they're good. They have their niche. They're more like tools and stuff like that. Tools and maybe like zip ties, little stuff like that you may get at like a Home Depot or whatever. But yeah, they asked for all this stuff, and it was just a pain. And then it wasn't even like a digital app. I had to fill it, hand write it, and then turn it in. And I gave it to the lady, and then she went on vacation, and I never heard back. And then she went. Then after I called, she was on lunch. It was just such a use technology, people. So it was such a headache. So anyway, I'm supposed to be wrapping this up so I can get to work. So anyway, let me read the comments. We don't have that many. Good morning, Up North Auto Sales. Appreciate you. Father to the fatherless. What's up? We yeah, it's like 60 degrees. It looks nice, but it's a chill. But I'm born and raised in Buffalo, New York, so yeah, I'll take just cold as the only part of winter all day over the snow, the wind, the overcast. Yeah. So just to have one part of winter weather, which is just temperature, I am very happy. So yeah, it's pretty nice down here. Hey, don't forget before we log off, man, hit that like button to help the algorithms. That way we move up the chain on YouTube, and people actually can be exposed to the words I speak. So there's nothing else. I'm gonna log off, and feel free, if you're watching this broadcast after the live, you can still comment, and I'll shout out, holla at you, and man, I'll catch y'all on the next video. And don't forget to look at the comments, the description of this video for useful links. And yeah, man, so I gotta get to work. I gotta get out there and talk to servicers and make them aware of the best thing since sliced bread. Encompass Supply Chain Solutions. All right, guys, I'll see y'all, man. Y'all get to work. Get off of YouTube. Have a good day.